Welcome to another credit tip video from CreditTipVideos.com. I am credit expert Frank Bruno. The name of today's video is called Credit DNA, the life expectancy for the top 10 credit killers. Let's dissect your credit report and get down to the DNA, essentially the portion of your credit report that's either going to make or break your credit. Kind of like the DNA found in humans, certain components that are part of your body are required in order for you to function correctly. Well, the same holds true with your credit report. Without having good components or DNA, your credit will not function as good as it should. What happens to your body if you're missing a good component? It'll slow you down, just like if you're missing good components in your credit report. Let's talk about the bad components that may be lingering in your credit report. The components that need to be eliminated or extracted because they're deteriorating your credit. You get rid of these components and your credit will function much better, allowing you to have a more peaceful, prosperous life. So let me start with the top 10 credit killers in no specific order. The first on the list of the top 10 credit killers are delinquencies. Delinquencies are payments that you made to creditors that were late from 30 days to 180 days from the date that they were due, can remain in your credit report for 7 years, starting from the date the initial payment was missed. The second on the list of the top 10 credit killers are closed accounts. These are accounts that are no longer available for further use. Closed accounts may or may not have a zero balance, and if there are delinquencies, they will remain on your credit report for 7 years from the date that they were reported closed, whether closed by the creditor or by the consumer. Positive closed accounts remain on your credit report for 10 years. Third on the list are collection accounts. Collection accounts appearing on your credit report will remain there for 7 years from the date of the initial missed payment that led to the collection, which will be the original delinquency date. When a collection account has been paid in full, it will show as a paid collection on your credit report. Fourth on the list are charge-off accounts. Charge-off accounts will remain on your credit report for 7 years from the date of the initial missed payment that led to the charge-off, which will be the original delinquency date. Even if payments are later made on a charge-off account, it's still the same. Fifth on the list of credit is bankruptcies. Bankruptcies that were filed under Chapter 7, 11, and 12 will remain on your credit report for 10 years from the filing date. Bankruptcies that were filed under Chapter 13 remain for 7 years from the filing date. Any accounts that were included in a bankruptcy will remain for 7 years from the date that they were reported as included in bankruptcy. Sixth on the list are civil judgments. Any civil judgments that appear on your credit report will remain there for 7 years from the date that the judgments were filed with the court. Seventh on the list are tax liens from the city, county, state, or federal government. Any unpaid tax liens that will remain on your credit report for 15 years from the filing date. Paid tax liens will remain on your credit report for 7 years from the date that the lien was paid. Eighth on the list is child support judgments. Any child support judgments appearing on your credit report will remain there for 7 years from the date that the judgment was filed. And ninth on the list are lost credit cards. Any delinquent payments that occurred before their credit card was lost will remain on your credit report for 7 years. If there were no delinquencies, the credit cards that were reported lost will remain on your credit report for 2 years from the date that the credit card was reported lost. And last on the list of top 10 credit killers are credit inquiries. All credit inquiries must remain for a minimum of 1 year from the date the inquiry was made. However, most inquiries listed on your credit report will remain for 2 years. Some inquiries, such as employment or pre-approved credit offers, will show only to you and not to other agencies that have pulled your credit report for consideration for a credit account. As you can see, negative information is eventually purged from your credit report, so that if you have credit issues, you have an opportunity to rebuild a good credit history. If you'd like to watch more credit tip videos, please visit CreditTipVideos.com. I'm credit expert Frank Bruno. Thanks for watching.